Hey, I'm Philipp, product lead at United Codes, and today I want to talk about Agentic AI and how we can do it just from our database, just with PSQL. You don't need any Python, any cloud service. It just can stay in the database. All you need is UCAI, our free open source AI package, and an API key to one of the AI providers. So let's get started. All right, so what I will show you today, I already showed in a webinar that's super long, where I show this in more depth. So if you need background information or need more details, make sure to check out this webinar. I will link it below. And this will be a quick demo of the demos I showed there. So before we get to Agentic, I first need to lay some groundworks like normal LLM behavior. So you send a text to the LLM and get some text back. Importantly, you can define a system prompt. This is important. The system prompt overrules the user prompt. So the system prompt you as a developer define, where the user prompt, if you think of a chat, for example, that's the chat message with user types. And then you can restrict how the AI behaves. You can make it answer in a specific way. Say, don't answer in this topic. Quick demo. So I say in the system prompt, only answer in emojis. And the user prompt is what is the most eaten fruit. And if I send it to Google Gemini in this case, I will just get a banana emoji. And even if I try to override it as a user prompt, answer in full English sentences, please, it's important, we will get back still an emoji. It doesn't care. And that's great. Next step, and we're in a database, right? We're dealing with data. We all care about structure. This is a cool example here. We are like an insurance. We have like a claim text that we receive from an email, and we need to add that to our database, all the info to our tables. So what we can also do is define a JSON schema. A JSON schema is a JSON that defines how JSON should look. So you can say, okay, properties, claim number of type string, the description, date of loss of type string, the date when the loss damage occurred, etc. And we can define many, many things here. And the cool thing, we can now send it to the LLM and then ask it to respond in that schema. So we have structured data from our unstructured text. And you can see here, so the claim was about some property damage. Here's the date, August 28, 2024, hailstorm struck. Here we have the date, the Maple Street, roof damage, vehicle damage, broken windows. So vehicles are in here, broken windows. So SLM is able to understand text, and we can also reform it in a different shape. And this, as you can suspect, will be a huge part of how we can use AI to deal with unstructured data to make it structured. So the next level is using even files. Here I have a PDF, and that's really just a bad photo about a letter. And it's not, there's no text info in it. It's not like saved with some metadata of the text. It's just really a photo as a PDF. And same thing, I can ask it to extract the info. And I have some properties here again, letter location, letter date, and termination date. And 2023, 9, 2003, 10, and Wiesbaden. And as you can see here, 2023, September. And the termination is to the 31st October. And the letter is actually from Wiesbaden. So AI can also deal with vision, with things. Another example here is a car crash. You can see this car does not look really well. And we can, for example, make an estimation of the damages for our insurance. Again, we have a different JSON schema with some info about the car, etc. So here we can see it's a Renault with confidence of 07, Megane, looks right, broken parts, windshield hood, front bumper. In this case, what is not broken, right? And damage estimation is 12k euros, and most likely it's written off. Not hard to tell, but that's also another thing how we can use AI to help you with your business with dealing with unstructured data. Okay, now we want to make it actually agentic, meaning we want to LLM to be able to act on its own, to help us deal with it. And that's actually fairly easy. So the core of that is what I showed you before. You can leverage that. And tools. OpenAI calls it function tools. Anthropic calls it tools. It's the same thing. But what it does is you tell the LLM, I have a function, you can call it. I will then execute it and give you back the result. Important, the LLM does not execute it, so it still runs on the side where you call the LLM, in our case in the database. And that means we can use PL/SQL functions and let the AI call them. So here, in my schema, in my UCAI schema, I have tools defined. And I prefix them with PAIM, create settlement, and get user info. I give a description, get user info, get user information, name, phone, etc. by email address. And for the other one, create a settlement, create a new insurance settlement from initial provided data. It describes here the parameters which are mandatory. And then it has a response schema. Then it has a schema basically saying which parameters are, how it needs to pass the data basically. And most importantly here, function call. So we have a package here with get user info and create new settlement. It's just PL/SQL functions. And these will be called if the AI decides to do so. Why do we have that? Because here, we then want the AI to be able to process the information like the emails we receive for our insurance company automatically. So we just tell them, please create a settlement from the provided user input. And then we have this text, this example, we have a sender, apexfindedexample.com, and some details about the incident, what happened, really, the damages. And we want to, of course, store it in our database. And instead of doing it manually, we want the AI to be able to just create this. And it should just use the tools. First, because there is no name here, and for the create settlement, we say the first name is required, the last name is required. And for the second tool, we can actually get the name from the email. So at first, it needs to be smart. At first, it needs to call the get user info with this email to get the first name and the last name, and then it can actually create and call the create settlement function. So let's try it out. So we can see here, output, we get a text back. I've created a settlement for you and some details about it. And we can see in our table, there was actually an insert. It used the API and extracted the info. It has the first and last name, Bob Johnson. And yeah, this worked. And if you can see here, this is the full response. This is a technical JSON that UCAI provides. And when we see here, normally it's just what I showed you is I send something there and get something back. Now this is a back and forth. So here first I send the first two messages, and then it first reasons. So it thinks, okay, plans, what do I need to do? So I'm diving into this Bible. I need to pull out the latest and sessional data points, etc. So it first actually, here's now a tool call. It calls PAIM get user info with our arguments to email. It sends us back this call. UCAI executes it, basically just calling the PL/SQL function, and it returns back the JSON. It's just a simple PL/SQL function. You get the email, do a query, return JSON. So this is our result, status success, and we have the user details here. We just send it back as a JSON, and then, okay, I've got the claimant's name nailed down, Bob Johnson, thanks to the things. This is first tool cleared. Now it's time to craft the settling using PAIM create settlement. And then it does the second tool call, calls create settlement, and passes the arguments like I defined them with the JSON schema. And yeah, then we come back, say the success. The cool thing is, for example, if it maybe didn't pass a required parameter, we can just return status error and a message, oh, you didn't pass first name. Then the AI will actually be able to read it, adapt, and think, oh yeah, I forgot to pass this, and try again, do a better job, etc. So yeah, then we turn back, it was a success, and then he reasons again, oh yeah, I think I'm done, and then creates our final message. So yeah, that's the cool thing. That's Agentic AI, making the AI smart. And now it's up to you to think of cases where that can help your business to automate things. I think that's, for us as database developers, that's a really valuable thing, is using AI not to create chatbots for the users, is actually to process unstructured data and put it into structure. And okay, I didn't show you any code until now, but now I will do, and this actually is quite easy. So this is the PL SQL block here. So I just set some parameters. This is the UCAI package, enable tools, true, because we want the tools. Which tools? I have many more tools. I only want the tools for this specific job, the PAM tools. Some reasoning things, because this demo works with different providers and they have all different reasoning settings. It looks big, but as we just used Google, I just set the reasoning token to this one. If I set it to more, it will think more and harder, but it will also cost more. And then the magic is just this one statement. We say just generate some text. It's LLM, that's what they do. And then we can pass a user prompt, the system prompt, the provider, the model we chose. Again, we use Google, Gemini, Flash, even the smaller one, but you can of course use OpenAI. You can use Anthropic. I like Anthropic. They're good with tool calls, or any other that UCAI supports. And we can say, okay, don't get stuck in an infinite loop, only do maximum 10 tool calls, and then just say, okay, it doesn't work. And that's it. So if you want more details about how this all works, again, I link below the webinar, and also I will recommend checking out our documentation. This is UCAI documentation. Here are some general things about which providers we support, and also the different things, like here tools, more info about how to create a cool tool, like registering a tool. There's this PL SQL block, file analysis, reasoning, structured output, about the different providers, what you need to configure, etc. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope this is helpful. If you've got any feedback, any questions, just for example, go to the GitHub repo UCAI, also linked below. You can create discussions or issues, and yeah, even if you like, you can help us develop this further. Again, this is AI, Agentic AI, without Python, without any cloud, just with pure PL SQL running in your database, in your control. So have a nice day and goodbye.